OnChain. Hey, OnChain revolution, Bitcoin not an illusion. Market recaps and I do a roll call. You're not bullish in the vocal. Look at the price action, trend. Yeah, send it to the deck. Sell it through the stretch. Ordinals the best. Too much Bitcoin, gotta go to read. If you end up bearish, gotta put the knee pad. Let me see the comments. Look at the fear and greed index. Bridge. Look at the chart.
Welcome back to the 7th episode of the Trading's Edge Survive or Get Wrecked. Episode 7 is going to be absolutely amazing, guys, because the guys at Artura, they have officially launched their token last week. We're going to get into everything you need to know, everything you need to be caught up on, and where to get it potentially if you're interested. These guys are going to be doing some really, really big things in the future. Botonics was just the start. Really, really bullish on what these guys are building right there. But today we're going to be taking some trades out, some live trading over on Botonics using Artura.finance, which is a Bitcoin L2 and the fastest Bitcoin perp exchange out there. Perp exchange has been all the rage lately with Hyperliquid, and then you have Aster, and then there's like a couple other ones that are really killing it. Artura to me seems like a sleeping giant in my opinion. But without further ado, let's get this show started. Bringing my partner here as always, Mr. Yago B. What's up, buddy?
What's up,
man? The songs are just not long enough for me. I need like an extra 15 seconds. But how are you feeling with this? And you looking forward to making some trades today?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the team. First and foremost, they've been grinding really hard, and they had their TGE last week, so that was a long time coming. A lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears coming into that. But then there's some big announcements that are going to be coming over the next couple of weeks, right? This is just the very tip of the beginning, in my opinion. So I'm excited. The market's not so exciting. It's up and down, like teasing left and right. But I am excited to kind of hear from Zutada and Marian about some of their perspectives on where Bitcoin's heading, and if we're gonna finish September today, last day of the day of the month, bloody. So we'll see.
Yeah, man, I've been following Zutada as well. He has a YouTube channel, and I subscribed last time, so I've been watching his videos. Very, very knowledgeable guy, so it's great to have him back with us again today. So without further ado, let's bring up the guys here. Let's bring up Zutada. Let's bring up Instant and Marian. Guys, welcome back to the show.
Yo.
What's up?
Yeah, man. All right, let's just kind of get right into it then. We're going to get into some live trading here. So you guys know what's going on with this. We're going to head over to the amazing site, and that is Artura.finance. And that's running on the Botonics blockchain right now. So, what do you guys want to do? We'll start with who wants to go first. Any volunteers?
I'm gonna be last one today.
There you go. Let's kick it off with Marian.
No, I'm the last one.
Oh, last one.
All right, I'll go first. Let me just I'll put my $20, right? And I'm actually feeling kind of bearish, guys, which is very rare for me. I don't know what it is, man. With the government shutdown and everything, I just feel like I want to be bearish today. I'm gonna go with $20. I'm gonna jack it up 25x. I'm gonna approve my trade here. My MetaMask is gonna pop up. I'm gonna confirm it, and I think I gotta do it one more time because that's just the approval. Then you have to do the full trade here. I'll sell it short, confirm it one more time, and I'm officially shorting Ethereum here. Long Bitcoin, short ETH is what I'm hearing. So who's next?
Let's go Zutada.
I'll go max leverage on Bitcoin.
Buy or sell?
Buy.
He's bullish. He's got a bull here. We'll jack that up 25. We'll buy it long. Oh, that is ETH. Let me make sure I got the right asset. Bitcoin.
It is October is around the corner, as they say.
Dude, I don't know what it is, man. I'm just feeling smacked in the face right now.
I think a lot of people are feeling kind of weird about the market.
Yeah. I mean, yesterday was like one of the first kind of bullish days in a while, and today we just get a little bit of a pill back. So maybe it continues on tomorrow, the first official day of October.
Yep. All right, who wants to go next?
Instant.
Instant.
Instant, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll take a short on Bitcoin.
Ooh.
What's the leverage?
Just give me like 15x, maybe somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
Being
$20.
responsible.
All right, so short. And you said Ethereum?
No, Bitcoin.
Short on Bitcoin.
Short Bitcoin, 15x, $20, locked it in.
And I'll do mine on mine, Chizzy.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get a little pullback from the bullish news. So I don't know how deep it's gonna go, but
all right. And then Murray and you and I we can go on mine. So what do you I guess I'll go before you since you want to be last. I was hoping for Bitcoin to dip a little bit more so I could get that edge against Utada here. But yeah, I'm gonna go long. I will go 20 and I will go max leverage here, but I'm gonna switch that and go long. I just feel like dominance is going to kick back up for Bitcoin. And I think Bitcoin shows a really strong surge up to kind of reset this cycle, this short cycle for our digital asset space. So that's why I took that. What about you, Marianne? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm gonna go short. I'm with Cheesy.
Ooh.
Let's go. I was right. I smelled it. I smell what you're going to do, Marion. I was like, I know he's going to go short here.
All right.
Max
So,
leverage, yeah.
okay. Max leverage here. Why short? What's the besides?
Yeah, today's quarterly close, monthly close, probably power of 3 candle on the monthly chart will be, if we are bullish, right? So I expect some dumps early in the month.
Gotcha.
Are you going with Bitcoin or ETH there?
BTC.
Yep. BTC, and I took that, so should be.
It's interesting to see. Usually, like I think in the past ones when we've done this, it's like 90% of us going like the same kind of play. But now it's this week it's a bit of a mix. Everyone's kind of going mixed
50-50.
Yeah,
it's exactly 50-50. Yeah. So let me switch this back to my wallet here. And I think they both should be up there. Huh. I guess I didn't think. All right. So you said 20 sell and max leverage short. All right. Okay, so that should be good there.
This is the Artura ePerps trading team right here.
Yes.
next KBW.
Dude, that was pretty crazy. But it seems fun. They get into they're very
I would have loved to have been there, to be honest. I think it would have been really cool to see, yeah.
Imagine 30 seconds chart and just max leverage longs.
And there's a couple Korean trader influencers that would always live stream, and I mean they would have some of the most like intense moments that would be caught on live stream, like losing like 50 grand and like
I remember that.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah, but that was like a while ago, right?
Yeah. They like to gamble. That's for sure.
Yeah, man. Real quick before we get into some of the Artura's stuff here, you guys did put in this thing here that I found really interesting. Team is cooking up and adding your favorite trading pair types to add to Artura soon. Which one would you like? It does look like meme coins. Won out 42%, which I'm actually shocked about. I voted here. I was like Aster XLP. The trending ones. But how do you feel about the meme coins actually coming out of nowhere and winning this thing?
I thought it was pretty interesting. I mean, I think it kind of goes to show you in the industry, there's never enough satiation for meme coins to trade meme coins. So even if like RWAs or some of the other like trending utility or DeFi projects are kind of on the map, like meme coins are never going away.
Yeah. No, we actually had some of that conversation today on our live stream that I think meme coins are going to chill out in terms of maybe the Solana ecosystem a little bit. But I think they'll always exist. And, for this cycle, it's been a lot of short-term trading. So I think if you guys do add some, of these Bitcoin meme coins like Doggo to the Moon and some other the popular ones that have foundation, it will benefit your user base a lot because they don't have to fully commit into spot. They can take those trades and then be done with them.
Yeah, and that's what like the pool was there for, to kind of like reinforce like what are kind of on this first round of like listings, what do people really want. Yeah, meme coins and trending coins are the hottest things right now. So users can look forward to the first batch to be rolling out.
Yep.
Yeah, and we're also going to be hosting more polls like that in the future too, asking like our audience and you guys, what do you guys want the direction of Artura and like what assets you want listed. So definitely like follow us and join our Discord, as you guys are going to help us determine what you want to trade in Artura.
Love it. Do you think you guys will ever do like a governance type of vote to where like the people, maybe the ARA stakers of some kind, actually get say in what you guys add next and stuff?
Yeah, governance is in our roadmap, so that like the instead of just doing kind of like informal polls, we'll have like obviously proportionate votes and everything like that. That'll be like soon to roll out in our token roadmap. It's on the docket. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, speaking of token roadmap, you guys had something huge last week, something historic, really. You guys launched your token finally. The ARA token is available right now on Aerodrome. You guys can head over there right now if you're interested. It's the ARA token right on the top there, and you guys can participate and grab yourself some ARA here. So, how was it? What was the experience like? How are you guys feeling after finally? I know this was something you guys had on your roadmap for a while.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of work launching a token. A lot of like days, a lot of long nights and early mornings and across the weekend working. But like we're really proud that we were finally able to launch this token. It's been a while, but like now I think we really get to like let users scale with Artura. So we have like a lot of big plans in the works. Cross-chain expansions, additional products, utility, et cetera. And so now finally we're able to allow users to join Artura, and as we grow, users can grow along with us.
So you guys launched obviously on base chain, right? And we talked a little bit in the past about why you guys selected that. But how do you feel in terms of like future selections of where you guys might launch the protocol, and like what will you put into kind of like the decision making for that?
Yeah, I mean, we're already like starting to align with base, like our tokens there, kind of as we talked about last week, for liquidity and a lot of additional DeFi that seems to be cropping up there. And a lot of like the products that we're bullish on, like Aerodrome, we launched our token, or allowed it to be tradable through them. So yeah, I mean, it's probably like a good bet that like, we're looking at, expansions specifically there. But there, we're not like also just like, totally out of like the Bitcoin ecosystem either. There's like other, others can make speculation, but, we're also looking to deploy on some other hot chains, potentially, Hemi as well is another one that we've partnered with, but haven't officially deployed there yet. And we're looking to sort of move to these like really hot chains in the future. Artura is kind of all about flexibility, our synthetic model, so we can list assets and deploy in places super quickly, a lot faster than some of the other protocols might be able to do. And so that's one of the advantages, and we're trying to look for, hot places where we can do that.
Yeah, man, 100%. And it must feel good too, that you guys picked to build a perp dex, right? Building a perp dex right now seems to be a gold mine. You have, Andre Kranjev building one right now called what is it, like flying something.
Tulip.
But then flying tulip, thank you. And then you also have Aster from Binance, Hyperliquid. You guys must feel really good about your decision to build a perp dex right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things though where it's like you with so many things, like we had no clue that there's going to be like a giant wave in the meta of like all of a sudden perp dexes are going to be like the hottest talking point for like the end of September, like beginning of October. This has been a product that's been in the works for a year, definitely, maybe even like prior like ideas and design even like 2 years ago. So obviously you can't plan to like, have like, CZ start, promoting Aster like 2 years in the future. So yeah, it's a bit of a serendipitous moment. And, I think like now it's like really the time to capitalize and reward our users as much as we can for helping us to build this product.
Amazing.
Yeah, there was actually a question, but before I get into that, just really quick. So obviously there's a blueprint, that we've seen with Aster and Hyperliquid. Are there any parts of that blueprint that you guys are really focused on in terms of how they had success?
Yeah, I mean, I think like, without like, we can't give like too much away. Like we're really trying to, deliver updates like once once things are kind of like fully ready. But I think like the big thing that like Hyperliquid did that we really liked is, I mean, they just had like an amazing product and they were able to, give back a lot of rewards to their user base. And they've even like continually done so. Like they launched like their NFT, their like Hyper Kitty or I forget what they're called, NFT. And so I think just consistently like giving back to their user base is something that, we've taken notice of and we have plans to do so as well in the future. Aster, there's like, talks of, farming their chain or their decks and everything like that. And, we have some good backers. Obviously, like, CZ isn't on our, isn't a part of our chain, but, or a part of our decks. But, yeah, we have big plans though that we're taking note of from Hyperliquid and Aster that we want to reward users. So.
Love it. All right. We got a question from the audience here from Bona. Says, great session here. When talking about meme coins trading on perps, are we talking about really established ones like Doge, Bonk, etc.? Yeah, I think that's targeted at you there, Instant.
Yeah, I was just having microphone issues for a second, but yeah, no, I think we're gonna have to go with the more established I think trading pairs or potentially like meme coins as trading pairs first, and then as we build out TVL and there's more depositors and things like that, we can incur more risk as that goes up. And we have some like really big liquidity deals and stuff like that that are in the works that are going to allow us to take on riskier and riskier assets. I think like what users can expect is when we sort of unleashed our first round of like trading pairs, like, yeah, they're going to be like the big names. That's, everyone's going to be able to trade like top 10 meme coins, top 10, et cetera, et cetera. And then, as we progress and as we start like getting more liquidity in there, we're going to be able to get like really niche ones that I think is our ultimate goal and is really going to set us apart from some of the other perp dexes out there.
Yeah, man, absolutely love that. And you did mention that people are farming Aster. There is an opportunity over what you guys are having with your trading competition. For anyone who doesn't know, can you go into this and maybe talk about like when it ends?
Yeah, so this is our trading competition sponsored by Botanics. It's a 10K prize pool trading comp. So I think the first place gets 5K, second place gets maybe like 2K. I forget like the exact prize breakdown off the top of my head, but all that information is on Discord and on our Twitter. Yeah, and it ends October 2nd. So just a few days left, but it's really like anybody can get in. If there's a little bit of volatility in the market, so there is time for big plays to be made here. And you could easily like win. I think like first place has, I'm not sure who like each person is on here. Like we don't have like, I don't have that data, but like first place and third place in here only have like 3 trades each, so it's like super easy just to like come in, and it's top 5 on the leaderboard as well. So yeah, you can easily like just get in here with like doing like minimal amounts of trading and still claim a portion of the prize.
Whoever's in that,
absolutely love it.
That second place got 30 trades, man.
Whoops. But yeah, man, this is it's been absolutely fun here, and just getting on this leaderboard, guys. I promise it is worth it. Just being a part of what they're building here, right? Is that something that maybe you can say being a part of the leaderboard will be beneficial?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think one of the things that Hyperliquid and Aster are doing is like just using the products is like really good to start to be a part of the chain, and then typically like most people will reward early adopters and early users of the product, and so we're taking notice of everybody using it. If you don't like trading, but just kind of like want to, use the product as well, like you can always go to the vaults and, either just like deposit in here. And then you can earn from trading fees, or also like if you just want to get like volume on our perp decks, you can also just trade USDT or USDC. I think it's USDT to kind of get volume on there, and you don't have like the same downsides as you would from like traditional trading. So just a way to like to generate volume and get your name or up on the leaderboard in that way. Like you're not going to win the competition, but yeah, if you're looking to get like a wallet in here and start using our products, like that's two very easy ways with very little risk.
Yeah, you guys just seen how easy I just did it. I just put $10 in there right away, and that'll get me into the vaults, and I'm immediately earning. Did you say how much the APY is for that, or is that something that?
It's right now. It's up to 30% APY, depending on sort of trades going on. Initial depositors are up 20% though. So
wow, incredible, absolutely incredible. Yeah, man. Absolutely awesome. Well, thank you. Instant appreciate, man. What you guys are building with Artura, I do think it's going to be something special one day. We were actually just kind of talking. We were like, man, Artura could actually be one of the biggest projects in the Bitcoin ecosystem one day. So definitely bullish on what you guys
are working on it. We're coming for the top.
Let's go. I guess we'll jump into some market stuff.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's transition to some Bitcoin. Maybe Marian can tell us what the heck is happening. For the end of September was bloody for sure, but it looks like we're having a little bit of a bounce back on the hour chart. But can you tell us how we're going to end this month? We got about I think 6 hours before the monthly close.
Yeah, so on the monthly close, it's in consolidation, right? We just swept the previous month low. Other than that, we didn't see the new all-time highs. And that's resulting in the weekly chart as well, weekly timeframes. We are just consolidating and constantly disrespecting bullish and bearish levels, bullish and bearish support and resistance levels as well. So in my case, what I will do right now is just wait for the market to show me the direction. I don't have any bias and I'm good with it. You don't need to have the bias all the time. You don't need to know what's the market going to do every time as well. You just need to execute your model when it happens to be there in the markets.
Yeah. And so this is the monthly chart right here. As you can see, we're getting close to this closing up, but there's a lot of people like Benjamin Cohen, for example. He is huge on Bitcoin dominance. He's been pretty accurate with dominance this entire year, and he's calling for a resurgence in Bitcoin dominance for the next 2 to possibly 3 weeks, and then some of that being shared down to Ethereum and the alts maybe in the middle of October, towards the end of October. Do you see? I know that you just said that you don't have to try to predict what's going to happen, but if you were to give your best educated kind of guess on Bitcoin for the next 2 to 3 weeks, what are you thinking with that scenario?
I'll bet on that actually. Yeah, we need to go higher. I expect a pretty good Q4 is starting tomorrow. And really excited for what's to come, especially from tomorrow on.
Yeah, and the tricky thing too is that people just think that October 1st starts Q4, so automatically up only. Sometimes, yeah, exactly right. Like the first week might be kind of a little hesitant, but then eventually at some point, that's when the momentum kicks in, right?
Yeah,
and then
sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, and that's whenever you see it happen. But Bitcoin has to go up first, really, to kind of get things started, don't you think?
Yeah, and then the outflow from the money from the BTC towards the Ethereum and then to the lower caps, as always. Yeah. How the money moves in the markets.
Exactly. So just kind of restarting this little mini cycle of crypto being bullish, Bitcoin has to go up. Okay, so Zutada, what about you? You have a unique way of trading. You don't trade typical ways at all. What's your outlook on the market right now heading into Q4?
So heading into Q4 right now, off of my quarterly theory model, Q4 begins on October 6th. It doesn't begin tomorrow on a regular timely basis. So as of right now, we did reclaim true monthly open, which is 111,000, and we're holding above that right now. And I'm looking at this on a weekly profile. So like I said, quarter four for me begins October 6th. So with my profile, we currently have a AMDX, which is basically accumulation, manipulation, distribution, and X either means continuation or reversal. So from last week, we had the distribution all the way to the downside. And then going into this quarter four, we have a reversal from what it seems like, because I was saying in other group chats that OPEX was close to happening, and OPEX is basically options expiration dates. So it happens every Friday within a month, and that's basically when options expires for like puts and calls when it comes to Bitcoin and Ethereum. So usually when that happens and the options expire, we have a 7 to 8%, move to the downside. And then after that, we'll have like a squeeze up. So hedging could happen and we can rebalance price and stuff like that after the expiration of a bunch of contracts. So I could see for the beginning, like possibly market makers, could do their little shenanigans and push price higher, because a lot of people are thinking, oh my gosh, we're instantly going to go up. It's October. And then after that, we have the second to third week where price will start to rebalance. We'll probably flush again. And then after that, we can have like a good indication on a reversal to for sure start to push up to higher prices and maybe make new all-time highs going into the end of the year, sometime like towards the end of October going into November, in my personal opinion. But yeah, that's what I currently see right now.
Gotcha. So if you're going on a week-to-week kind of segment here, so what you said just now was like the distribution to the downside finished last week. That's this red candle right here, right? Is kind of what you were hinting at there. And then now we're
like when you're looking on it for the weekly, I like to look at it on the daily, just so you could just see more candles. It's just me, like I'm kind of a visual person a little bit, so you could kind of see, a little bit more downtrend to like, I view it kind of like a picture, like a story to a certain extent.
Gotcha. So that distribution down started, you could technically say it started last Sunday with the small red candle.
Yeah.
You got Monday, Tuesday with a little breather, and then horrible on Thursday. And that's where it kind of bottomed. And then now this is where that reversal started. So in basically your approach to this right now is to kind of see how the first week of October plays out, right? How it finishes out, because tomorrow is first, and then this is technically the first week. So by Sunday, we should have a good feeling if this reversal is truly going to finish out, or if it's just going to maybe be like a little bit of a, get people excited with some fake out sideways and then see what happens next week. Is that fair to say, kind of a little bit of an outlook that you take?
Yeah, that's mainly important. I'm just waiting for this quarter four week to finish, and then after that, I just want to see how the start of October begins, which is the 6th on my timeline.
Gotcha.
And if the bottom starts to hold, then I can see us, pushing price a little bit more and to squeeze out more shorters, because there's so many people who shorted at 117K, 118K range, and we left equal highs within that range. And equal highs are usually strong draws on liquidity for price. So I wouldn't be surprised, market makers dump the price 6-7% in one day. I can see them pumping it to the upside. The same way they dumped it, they can pump it. So that's what I'm seeing to like fake people out. But right now, what will capitalize on everything is just how this bottom holds pretty much. If the bottom doesn't hold out, then I could see some downside, but as of right now, it looks good because we bounced off 108K, which is perfect. So yeah, just have to wait and see.
Yeah, man. You said that it starts like October 6th. I'm not sure if you got into why that is.
That's just how. So I have a quarterly theory indicator, and that's how it's divided up, because it starts on the 6th because that's the first Monday of the month. That's what. Because if you're gonna divide it up into 4 weeks, it has to be on the start of the first Monday. It just be October 1st, which is tomorrow, and that's Wednesday. It doesn't make sense on a timely manner. So,
When do the options expire again?
it's every third Friday of the month. So
Gotcha.
I can't do it off the top of my head, but yeah, just the third Friday in October, that's when OPEX happens.
Perfect. Thank you.
Oh man, I feel like I just went through amazing course, dude. Really, really, absolutely amazing. Great job by you. I got all these new terms I got to look up later, but definitely want to go, guys. Go check him out. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. I was actually watching this video. Absolutely great job on this, by the way. I do want to see more, bro. I want to see more often if you have the time. But definitely go check X out, man. Thank you so much.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's kind of talk a little bit about some, some bigger movers in terms of like, tokens that Murray and you might be looking at right now. What's your activity right now? Are you looking at anything?
Perp Dex meta. That's the first.
Perp Dex meta. Yeah, of
Yes,
course.
yes.
Of course, ARA's in that mix. Yeah.
Exactly.
And
That
those are all.
and
Go ahead.
some privacy sector, like Shizzy knows already, money is migrating to Zeta, and today Zets and XMR was pumping while the market was dumping, so we might see something there as well.
Yeah. That was actually crazy. I didn't realize that, Shizzy, that like that was the money that Murian was talking about.
Yes,
That
sir.
one of our partners, Agent Hustle, Emblem Vault, and Migrate.fund is all one entity. They're the team that's facilitating all of those migrations. So when I saw money going to Zeta, I was like, that has to be what he's talking about. But I didn't confirm that until just now. So
Yeah. Well, that's why I did that one personally, because I was like, I'm gonna shout out my guy Mariam, because I know he's been pumping it for a while. So once I saw that they were doing that, that's why I chose to do we did a tutorial for that, but I chose to do it with the money token.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah, but what about like these new players that kind of came in? You have XPL, you have Aster. How did you approach those? Did you take advantage of them? Were you on the sideline saying, "Okay, I'll wait because it's getting a little too aggressive"?
Yeah, there was like pretty good launches, but I just stayed flat on them. I was just focused on the Perp Dex meta, to be honest.
Like, how does one take advantage of that? Like, the perp dex meta. Like, even for me, like I got an Appster, and then I just felt like it was going to drop, so I ended up selling it down. Right now, Aster's kind of like, what is it, 170 now, 169. What's the play there? Is the play to just hold that spot, or do you think it's actually take leverage on it?
Personally, I bought around $2, and I'm just holding spot, holding tight. I didn't sell anything. We'll see how it goes. They've hard, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I bought in at like 189.
Yeah, they announced buybacks as well, and they're making insane volume, like second one on the leaderboards. And I'm just betting on the CZ's like ego. He needs to push this.
I also feel like it's kind of it's a little weird. Like we've known that CZ's a big figure in the space, right? But I feel like he's taking this like really competitively. The way he talks about it, the way it's like he doesn't come out and say we're gonna kick everybody's butt, but he's basically saying it in a nice, like, in a way without straight saying it, right? Like a passive way. Do you think that's healthy for the space? Do you like that?
Well, I think a lot of these like huge centralized exchanges are gonna pivot to DEXs, right? Because that's what the crypto is made for, actually. And people love to see and hold their own keys. So I think it's okay. It's okay for this.
And Shizzy actually had a comment yesterday in our live stream about how he thinks that, and correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe I listened to you wrong, but he believes that a lot, like Binance could go kind of almost fully on chain, right, in this way, and other centralized exchanges might follow. Do you see like there'll be a day where centralized exchanges might not do very much volume at all?
Yeah, I see that actually. Because like crypto is decentralization, so they will pivot to that. They will just react and adapt and go in that way.
Yeah, 100%. And it removes all liability, right? It removes
Yeah.
all liability from them because it's all on chain. But go ahead, Instant.
Yeah, I was just gonna say too. It's just like kind of it's been like the long time discussion of like the Dex versus Sex debate that's been happening for so long now, and I think it's like finally, I think people have been talking about like sexes have had like an advantage for a long time, of course, just because it's easier to manage, centralized, a centralized platform, lower cost too in that regard, but at least initially, but. Yeah, and I think it's like really cool that like Dexes are finally now like throwing some punches back, and there's like looking like to be like some serious market share that's moving off into a decentralized manner. And yeah, I mean, this is what the space is all about. So, I hope that like this, these wins continue into the future. And I think the technology on the Dex side is going to get better as well as, more users coming over, super hot to be a Dex. And, I think like, as an industry, we need to take advantage of that.
Yeah, 100%. And the biggest problem with DEXs in the past was liquidity, but you're not seeing that no more. I mean, look at this just alone, right? Perp volume 24 hours. You're seeing Aster $62 billion in 24 hours, right? Perp DEX volume 30 days. You're seeing this almost $1 billion. I mean, instant. You got to be looking at that and just your lips foaming because just 1% of that would set you guys up for success.
Yeah, I mean, there's a huge potential here for us, especially. And obviously, we're working around the clock to try to take advantage of that and to make our product like as amazing as possible. But I mean, I think even on like our Twitter, like we reposted like a interview with CZ talking about like he wants to invest in products that like rival like or take market share away from like Binance or like his existing products or whatever. And so, he believes that like, DEXs and these, decentralized platforms, are going to be a significant factor in the future, to take away like market share and to, eventually like, I think outcompete sexes. So, that's what CZ believes. He clearly like kind of, has a pulse for what's going on. And, I think those are wise words to consider.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, dude, I said the math. It's almost $1 trillion. $1 trillion in 30-day perp DEX volume. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, we talk to other like blockchain founders and, people that aren't even involved directly with the perps industry. And they're telling us straight up that like perps are being heavily used right now. Because that's what the market, this style is for this bull run so far. People want to get in and out, and that's like this gives them an advantage to do so with little collateral that they have, and they can kind of position themselves and with some size with leverage. So one of the areas that I think like for newer leverage dexes like yourselves to take advantage of is being unique. I feel like you guys have a good niche of being, the one from the Bitcoin ecosystem. Do you guys plan on kind of leveraging that? And if so, like what ideas maybe do you have for that?
Yeah, I mean, I think always we want to support the Bitcoin ecosystem. Obviously, like, Bitcoin DeFi is not going away anytime soon, and we don't think it is either. Even if it kind of comes in waves of popularity, like there's always going to be Bitcoin DeFi, and I mean, it's such like a huge like potential market for untapped potential for liquidity, that we want to take advantage of too. So if there's like more assets, like I've heard that there's like whatever, like with like BRC2s or whatever, or I think I heard like rumors of like KC dropping like another token standard or something, like just always having that available on Artura, I think is like going to be amazing for the future. And just continuing to align ourselves. If there's like a new protocol that comes out or a new chain that comes out on Bitcoin or uses like Bitcoin technology, what we're going to be able to do is just like to move on to that chain, offer a ton of like assets that people want to trade, essentially just becoming like the go-to perp dex for like people that want to align with Bitcoin. That's kind of our mission.
Yeah, I think that's really smart. Especially I think you missed one, but the Spark ecosystem is something that's been in headlines a lot. You got Magic Eden having a meme coin launch pad for it. You got Luminex and UTXO.fund. So they're ramping up, and you got some really big backers there with like David Marcus, and he's from the Facebook team that branched off and built out Aptos and Sui and stuff like that. So that could be a lot of liquidity pouring into that. And because you guys have the connections you do within the Bitcoin ecosystem, you'll be one of the first perps decks to kind of, add or list one of these token standards. So
Exactly.
it's going to be, love that.
Yeah. And then also, as Bitcoin DeFi continues to grow and the technology, which it seems to be like still in its infancy, just keeps on getting better and better. Like we're just going to be the perp decks that, continues to scale with this as well. So, we're here for like a long-term play. Like Bitcoin is like a long-term play. Artura is within the Bitcoin ecosystem, like a long-term play as well.
Yeah, man, 100%, 100%. Let's take a look at what is going on over on our trading area. So we are over here. So we're seeing right now from my side of things, we're seeing the ETH USD short. I'm down 8%. So that's not great. And then we have the Bitcoin USD. I think this one was X. He is up with his 25X long. And then this one was Instant. You are hanging out with me basically a little bit down. You're only down 2%. So pretty good so far. What do you got over on the other side, Yago?
Yeah, so I am up about 2%, almost 2% there, and then we got Murray down 4%. So I don't know, Murray, you should have stuck with your analysis to kind of kick October off and went long, but it just started, so we got time.
Yes.
Fake out to the downside. Hopefully, we'll see. All right, so we do also have some questions here. So there's some wildcard TA questions. I'm gonna hit X. You still with us?
Yeah.
All right. When support breaks, do you cut fast or wait for confirmation?
Say that again.
When you're let's just say you're in a trade, so your support just broke. Do you cut it fast or do you wait for confirmation?
It truly depends. If the displacement is super strong, then I'll just probably cut it and then just still watch it to see if I can re-enter back. But usually I'd wait for confirmation. As if there's a candle body closure below the support, then that'll just give me good indication that order flow has changed and we're going bearish or bullish depending on the support and stuff like that. So yeah.
Great answer. Thank you, sir. Yagobi, the next one's for you, bud. Solana range is tightening. Survival play. Do you front run the breakout or do you sit flat until it resolves?
Oh, man.
I'll read it back so you have time to think.
Okay,
Solana range is tightening. Survival play. Do you front run the breakout or do you sit flat until it resolves?
I would probably sit flat until it resolves. Just, I think the old me would definitely try to front run it, but I've learned not to be impulsive off of speculation because a lot of times it ends up getting me broke. So I'd rather it resolve and then get a little bit less volatile in a situation like that, like news events and stuff, or like the Fed is about to speak. Those I used to love because if I felt confident in one direction, I was just like, oh man, I'm going to front run this. After realizing a couple times that, more than a couple probably, that doesn't work out very well because it always is volatile. But yeah, like for it to calm down. Yeah.
100%. I agree. We'll go Marion for the next one. Where would you set stops to survive a sudden 10% market move? Let's just say you're planning to do a trade overnight. Is there a percentage that you feel comfortable with, or do you just follow the lines on chart?
Follow the lines on chart.
Okay, so you're not a percentage guy. You're not one of those guys who say okay.
Because price action is telling you everything. Like if I'm long, I'm gonna put the stop loss on the swing point on the lower side, and vice versa. So no percentages for me, only the lines.
Absolutely love it. Great job, guys. That was the quick TA fire card questions. I'll have to get more for next week. I was just kind of testing it out, see if that worked well, and I did liked it well. So what are you guys expecting for the next couple days? We'll start with you, Instant Man. What are you kind of expecting over the course of the next, let's say, week or two?
Market wise, or
Yeah, just market wise, or do you expect maybe like some bullish momentum? Do you expect it to kind of be sideways? Like, what's your mindset for
Well,
the next couple weeks?
let's get it from like a business perspective of a builder, right? So like
Yeah.
from like your business, you know, not you specifically, but
Yeah.
you know, the team, the contributors' business. What are you guys thinking is possibly going to be brewing up the next couple weeks?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't think we've seen like, I think like the whole, Aster, Plasma, I think this is really just like the beginning of, I kind of do believe in like October, even if it might not be like October in the traditional sense. You have like the, people with like the base airdrops, like the rumblings of like the base airdrop. It feels like there's like a lot of like players coming out to move, at least in like, this Q4, on our end as well. Like obviously, like, we're trying to time everything to be, as maximally beneficial for our, product as possible. But I think like a lot of other people are like, there's like a lot of just like bullish rumors that are kind of circulating within like, builders channels, and lots of, rewards being released and products being talked about. So, yeah, I think in that sense, I think that there's going to be like a lot to do in Q4, and I think there's a lot of like rewards to reap. I think this is just the beginning for what's to come, though.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. I'm actually hoping we see a resurgence in people coming back, because I don't know if you guys noticed, but if you put a tweet out on X, 6 months ago, immediately going to get like 10 to 12 likes, right? Or not even that. The engagement was just so much higher. Nowadays, you put a tweet out, it could be the greatest tweet you ever wrote in your life. You're going to get like four to five. The engagement's just not there because people have left. I'm kind of really hoping for a resurgence of people coming back to the space. Crypto guys coming back for the fourth quarter. Is that something that potentially you guys are talking about internally, about people actually coming back that actually uses product?
Yeah, I think people, tend to, use, or people are inside more in like the winter months anyways. And I think like they're chilling on the couch, between like friends and family, and they're like, passively checking charts or something like that. And so, a little inside more. I think summer's like just always notoriously been like a time, of like everyone's outside, everyone has plans and doing things. And when winter rolls around, people are indoors a little bit more. They're on the computer, they're checking, Twitter a little bit more often. So I think like this is like pretty well known amongst like a lot of like builders as well. That like, yeah, when people are inside more and they're on the computer more, like, it's the best time to like kind of launch products that are like, digitally based.
Yeah, 100%. Marion, do you believe in sell and May and go away? Is that something kind of lead off with what Instant just said?
Ooh, that might be the case. We were betting on that this year, right? But it didn't happen. So next year might be that.
Well, there's nothing to sell last May. We were all pretty beat up.
Yeah, but I think like that might be the case for the next year.
Yeah, that could be actually a good scenario, though.
And
To where
course,
people are actually selling in profit and then taking a
yeah,
break.
just what I wanted to say, that please guys, just take the profit, don't round trip. It's painful.
100. It is 100%. Well, this has been amazing 7th episode of the Trader's Edge. Really appreciate your guys' times. That you get the insider stuff was absolutely amazing from Instant and X and Marion. Absolutely amazing on what you guys do with the charts and stuff like that. Really awesome. But love to give you guys a stage one last time. If there's anything that you want to say to the audience before you guys go, X, we'll start with you.
Not anything too crazy, but I appreciate it, coming in here, sharing the knowledge that I have, and always learning from you guys as well too, especially with Instant. Within the business side of crypto, you don't really see that much, in my personal opinion. People talk about it, but it's not really in depth compared to like trading and analysis and stuff like that. So it's super nice to come in here and stuff like that. So I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you, man. Appreciate you too. We'll jump over to Marion. Marion, last words, bud.
Exciting period is to come. Be safe for today because important closes quarterly and monthly. And on Friday, it's NFP, so be careful and see you next week.
Non-farm payroll. I got that one now. Thanks to you, man.
Yes,
I didn't know what that was for the longest time, but now I got it. Thank you, sir. And we'll finish it off with Instant. What you got, buddy?
Yeah, just this is the first big step for our ARA and Artura. We have utility announcements, partnerships, incentives, deals, rewards, all these things that you kind of loved, and with Hyperliquid, that Hyperliquid and Aster are doing. We're working on it on Artura very soon. Don't want to make the announcements until they're ready, so just follow our socials and pop in Discord. And you'll have the alpha ahead of everybody else. So thanks, guys.
100%. We'll go over to Yagobi. Any last words, bud?
Yeah, I want to point out, Instant made a great point about, the rewards and incentive programs. And don't forget about those airdrops, because we are heading into the season of giving. And that could really trigger something if you think about it, right? All these airdrops, MetaMask, the Rainbow Wallet, Abstract, all these things. And then, the perfect combination of that with all these protocols with, Artura and whatever their rewards program, all of them could be happening at the same moment. So just hang in there. I know it's been a long year of up and downs, but we're close. We're close. Just, keep moving forward. That's all I got to say.
Yep. And I'll finish it off with a little bit. Make sure you guys are heading over to Aerodrome. Check out what you guys are building with Artura. Check out the token if you're interested in getting that. That is over on aerodrome.finance. You got to log in with your base wallet. This will probably be everywhere in the next couple months, but for right now, it's right there on base. But appreciate every single one of you guys, man. And until next week.
Peace.